I guess we're on. Okay. Hey, YouTubers. Long time no see. It is Kristen, aka C Love LPN, back and ready to inform you about integration. In 2 words, I passed. And not just passed, but I did pretty well, I gotta tell you. I wanted to cover a couple of points, so I did write them down in my chicken scratch handwriting. Okay, so integration started, let's see, I think it was March the 3rd. There were about, I would say, 15 or so classmates that did not even make it into integration. I was so surprised when I got there the first day of integration and there was quite a few people missing. It was quite scary. But yeah, I guess they didn't either pass Jerry or they didn't pass mental health last term. So they weren't able to go on to integration. So that really stank in itself. We also reunited with the class that we split from at the beginning of the year. We were one big, huge class at the beginning of the year for the first six weeks, I think. And then we split into A and B groups. So for integration and for the rest of the year, we're together again. So that's kind of new, having to reacquaint ourselves with the other class that we split from. So at the beginning of integration, I think we had around about 75 people in the class. And so I made that first point. Second point, when we started integration, we had the first test, which was supposed to be Med-Surg. It was a Med-Surg exit exam. If you don't know what integration is, let me just kind of reiterate. It's kind of like a series of exit exams that our school makes us do in order to graduate. The first one is a Med-Surg exam, and it's by weeks. So like we have one test a week for 5 weeks. So the first test was a Med-Surg. The second one was OB and Peds combined. And then the last 3 were kind of, actually, the third one was kind of mixed, but it was an emphasis on mental health in geriatrics. So even though I did have all types of questions on there, it had a heavy concentration on mental health and geri. Then the 4th and 5th one were mixed. They could throw anything at you. It was almost like 2 mini NCLEXs. Each test is 100 questions, and we had anywhere between 2 and 2.5 hours to take it, depending on the test. So anyway, we did the first Med-Surg exam, and let me tell you, that was super de-duper hard, like almost unfairly hard. I mean, it was almost like they were trying to get us to flunk this test. A lot of us were upset about it, and we had like a class discussion that lasted like an hour after the test because everybody was upset about how hard the test was. And we asked the instructors even, like, if you took that test, would you be able to pass it? And these are master's degree prepared nurses, and they even said that they would not be able to pass that test. It was difficult, and they know it. So we were all nervous. When we got the scores back, I think most of us were very relieved because they graded on a curve. They said for integration, like no other time in the year would they do this, but for integration, they grade on a curve. So with the curve, our grades were okay so for most of us. But then I happened to bump into the dean who actually grades the test, and he informed me that he realized that the first test was unfair and that from here on out the tests will be more fair. And they were. The OB Peds second integration test was not bad at all. It was very reasonable. And so was mental health geri, the third integration test, and the 2 tests thereafter. But some people couldn't handle the stress of it all. Just like the stress of having to pass these tests. You must pass. You don't graduate if you don't pass one or more of these tests. So, unfortunately, there was actually some people to drop during like the first 2 tests. Not because they did bad. it was just because they couldn't handle the stress of it all. So they actually decided to drop the program with 8-9 weeks to go in it and decided to transfer to other schools, which shouldn't be hard because South Florida has a ton of nursing schools. So I'm sure they ended up enrolling in something, but yeah, they couldn't handle the stress, which I think is unfortunate. You've made it this far, you might as well try to stick it out to the end. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But to each his own. So my grades that I got. First integration test was 100 with the curve. Second integration test was 100. Third integration test was a 90. Fourth integration test was a 100. And the fifth one, the one that we just got the results back for on Monday, this past Monday, was a 97. So I'm stoked with that. I'm not complaining about that. That is awesome sauce. That's just, I'm over the moon. I'm happy. I'm glad I passed integration. There's quite a few others that I've talked to that have passed and that are happy. There's some that have to do retakes. I'm actually on break this week because it's a retake week for integration. So if you failed any of the integration tests, you know with my school you're allowed retakes, even for integration. So this week is retake week. Since I have no retakes to do, I don't have school this week. There are some people who have to just make up one test, or some that have to make up all 5. So I'm curious to see who will be with us on Monday when we start our leadership class. That's the very last class that we have. It's a 5.5-week class. It's due to end on, we'll start it April 15th, which is this coming Monday, and it's due to end on May 22nd. So like I said, it's about 5.5, 6 weeks, something like that. And we are done. Yay! I can't believe it. Can't believe I made it. Ugh, I'm stoked. So yeah, it's full speed ahead to leadership. Based on some of the past students that have completed the program through my school, some people say it's pretty easy. There's some people who say it's not so easy. To me, it seems like it wouldn't be too difficult. I know it's a lot of delegation and prioritization and ethics and knowing your scope of practice, and so I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'd be too hard, but I don't know. All right, so that was integration pretty much. It's over. I passed. Moving on. NCLEX. I don't really know when to start studying. I guess, you know, now that I've passed integration and we only have only about 5.5 or 6 weeks left, I think I need to start studying for NCLEX probably, right? There's 2 review courses that I'm thinking about enrolling in. One is through ATI, which we've been supplementing our studies with all year. And if you're already a student going through the ATI program, you can get their review course for like $275. Because it's just basically additional material to the material that you already have. I know with my ATI online, I've barely utilized any of the study material on there. There's a plethora of questions and things I have not done for each subject in nursing school. So I think that would be a great source. So I was thinking about the ATI course. Also, there's a class called, or it's an online course called, it's through the NCSBN, or NCSBN. They're the people who actually supposedly write the NCLEX, is my understanding. The website is called learningext.com. I think I have that right. learningext.com. It's a review course that is supposed to be by the people that supposedly write the NCLEX exam, and you can get it for a certain amount of weeks. So say you want it just for 3 weeks, you pay a certain amount of money. I think it's only about $50. If you want it for 8 weeks, it's I think $80. If you want it for 15 weeks, it's I think $160 or something like that. But basically, it's cheaper, and it depends on how long you want to access the material is the amount you pay for it. But I think the highest is the 15-week course, and it's $160, which is, of course, much cheaper than the ATI review course. But on the other hand, I am used to ATI. That's the format that I used in my LPN program 5 years ago, and it was, I was really successful with it. And it's the program that I've used with this RN program and have done quite well with it. In fact, I'm not going to use any of my textbooks or anything else to study but my ATI books, the old ATI DVDs I had from my LPN program, and then probably the ATI review course. I love ATI. So I think I'm going to go with that. But that's really it. I just wanted to update you guys. I know I said I would, so I have. That's really it. I think what I will do is perhaps update you when I finish my leadership course, which will be in about 5.5, 6 weeks. I'll let you know that I hopefully, fingers crossed, have made it and I'm done and I'm going to graduate. Graduation is supposed to be on June 5th. So it'll be a few more weeks after we finish school that we actually walk. I think they're going to send out paperwork for NCLEX prior to the last day of classes. So, but yeah, I'll update you guys on all that. So it should probably be about late May that you'll get another, update, hopefully. Welcome to my new subscribers. I've gotten a few since the last time we talked, so that's great. Welcome to my channel. And that is it. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any constructive criticism for anything, I don't know if you would, but if you do, please leave it below. I'll be sure to read them and hopefully get back to them. And that is really it, you guys. So have a fabulous, I think it is Wednesday. Yeah, have a fabulous Wednesday. I'm off today. I have work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But today I'm just chilling. I think I might go to the mall or go to a movie or whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, so I will see you guys later. Thanks. Have a good one.